you would find x of the vertex equal to negative b divided by 2a. So a would be -1, b would be 8, and c would be -5. So then we put that in here. So x equals -8 divided by 2 times -1. And then we would get 4. So that would be the x for this equation here, because a is -1, b is 8, and c is -5. And then we put in y equals -4. So -4 here squared plus 8 times 4 minus 5. Then we get 11. It'd be 411 here. So that's how we would do that one. And then for the next one, how we would do the next one is we'd use the same formula here. So we'd use x equals -b divided by 2a. So we do that here. A equals -3, b equals -10, c equals -8. So we put in x equals -10 here, divided by 2 times -3 here. So we do that. A negative is 100, is positive 100, and then divided by -6, and then we would get -1.667 for x. Then we plug that into the normal equation here. So -3 times -1.667 squared minus 10, -1.667 minus 8. So we can do that here. And then we would get 0.33. And then the vertex would be -1.667, comma 0.333. So we do that for that one. And then for the next question, how we determine if it's parallel or perpendicular, we would have to determine the slope of each. So to determine the slope, we got to do y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So for the first one, 1 comma -1, -6 comma -3. They're in the form of x comma y. So we could set, in this case, we set this one to be x1 comma y1. And then we set this one to be x2 comma y2. So we could do that. And then we substitute in that y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 equation. -3 minus 1 divided by -6 minus 1. And then we would get 2/7. And then we do the other one. So the other equation here, -2 comma 3, would be x1 comma y1. And then -9 comma -1. So -9 comma 1 equals x2 comma y2. Then we do 3 minus 1 divided by -2 minus -9, which is +9. And then we get 2/7. So the slopes are equal. So it is parallel. So that's what we get. We get slopes of 2/7 for both. So it's parallel. And then for the next one, we would do the same thing again. But we'd have to, since we're given in the equation form, we have to find the slope through the equation. So we have two equations, these equations here. So what we can do here is we can rearrange. We want to make it equal y equals mx plus b. So we have to bring everything over to we have to make y on its own. So here we do 6, so 4y stays here, 16, and then 12x goes to the other side, it's -12x. Then we have to divide all things by 4. And then we get y equals 4 minus 3x. So we get that. Then here, 5y equals 23 minus 15x. 5y divided by 5 equals 23/5 minus 15/5 x. We get y equals 23 over 5 minus 3x. So parallel, because both slopes are -3. So m equals slope. M equals -3 in that case. And then what we do here for 13 is we'd have to put -3 into the equation. So we do -3 squared minus 5, -3 plus 7, and then we get 31. So that's how we would do that one. And then for the next one, whether or not it's 0 of the polynomial, we're going to put 1 into this equation. So we put 1 in, so 4 times 1 cubed minus 5 times 1 squared plus 7 times 1 minus 10, and then we get -4. So since x equals 1, y equals -4, it is not a 0 because y would have to equal 0 for it to be a 0. So that's basically it's determining if it's an x-intercept in the equation. So this is how you determine if this is an x-intercept. So let's try this here to see if -2 is an x-intercept. So 2 times -2 to the 4 plus -4 to the squared minus 12, we get -2. So x equals -2 is not an x-intercept because x equals -2 provides y equals -2. Inside, we have to multiply x by 2x squared and x by 3, and we get 2x cubed plus 3x equals 4 plus 2x squared. We want to bring everything over to one side. 2x cubed plus 3x plus minus 2x squared minus 4 equals 0. So it's cubic, not quadratic. And then for question 5, so question 5, we got to factor and find all roots using the factor theorem. So we factor by grouping here. So we find that we could take out an x plus 3 here. So it's x squared, x plus 3, and then minus 4, x plus 3. And then we would just be left with x plus 3, x squared minus 4 equals 0. And then x plus 3, x squared minus 4 is just x minus 4, x plus 4. Then we get 0. And then x plus 3 equals 0. X equals -3. X minus 4 equals 0. X equals 4. Sorry, apologize. Here it's actually x minus 2, x plus 2 here. And then you do x plus 3 equals 0. X equals -3. X minus 2 equals 0. X equals 2. X plus 2 equals 0. X equals -2. So you do that. And then 3, you take out 3 here, and then you get x squared minus 3x plus 2, 0. And then two numbers that multiply to 2 and add to -3 are -2 and -1. So 3 x minus 2, x minus 1 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. X equals 2. X minus 1 equals 0. X equals 1. So that's how you do that one. And then the next one here, you would have to plug it in again. So plug in 1 for 1 cubed minus 5, 1 squared plus 2, 1 minus 8 equals 1 is -7, so not 0. And then here you'd plug it in again, so you do -2 4 plus 6, negative 2 squared, minus 12 equals 28. So not a 0.